How you going, guys? Time to get back to work on the Falcon Coupe. So in order to get to that car, I'm going to have to move GCC turbo out, move the Escort, and then I can get access to it. So I'm pretty bummed about this car. That last video I put up, me whinging about what happened with the police. So technically, I can still drive this car around. It's not actually on the system as being defected, but it's a verbal defect. So he allowed me to take the car home and do the repairs. So I have to fit a 3-inch muffler on the exhaust, and I have to put a cam wheel cover on. So I've got this old one, but it's just shit. I'm going to make one out of Perspex. I have to delete the exhaust actuator. I never really liked it anyway. It always leaked. And the other problem I've got is that boost solenoid. He said to me, the highway patrol guy said it's illegal, but this car falls under very lenient emissions. This is a 1975 model. And back then, emissions, all I really have to have is positive crankcase ventilation. That's all I need to have. I don't have to have, it doesn't fall under ADR 27A where I've got to have a carbon canister which sucks the fumes out of fuel tank and all this other stuff. But I hadn't started the old Golf for a while. It's been sitting there parked up, but there's one thing about these things, you got to hook the battery out, put it on ignition for a while, power everything up, and let it sit for like a minute or two. Because in the past, I've noticed when I had it parked up for a bit like I am now, I hooked the battery up, start it straight away, and one time I blew both front headlight globes out. Don't know how that could happen. And then the cluster, it started playing up and doing all funny sort of shit. So I ended up taking the cluster out and run the heat gun over the panel, and you get like a dry solder joint. You run the heat gun over it and it brings it back to life again. So yeah, it's been good ever since. Not that I do much with it. So this thing down now. The red top barra. There's a thing about these hoists. Sometimes that left-hand one, it just stops working, and then this side keeps going. It's pretty scary. It's an old Italian hoist. So I got an override there so I can correct it. But yeah, you just got to be heaps aware of it. So electrically, I've got tail lights. I haven't got as far as doing the reverse lights because it's now got a top loader 4-speed manual in it. It wasn't automatic. That's something I've got to do. I've got blinkers, cluster lights, work, wipers, blower motor, interior light. I haven't got the switches for the doors. I haven't got them yet. I've got the headlights working, parkers, blinkers. The driving lights, I had a back order from the Rare Spares. They've turned up. I'll get them out shortly. I'll show you. Under the bonnet. It's always something in the road. Such a big car, takes up so much room. Voila. So, bought that air cleaner a while back. It's actually a 351. I know I've got 302 decal on the back, but it's actually a 351. Yeah, because this car originally came out with Cleveland V8 302, so I want to keep it sort of looking how it was, but yeah. So it's got the actual body harness is in. It's wired up. It's not tied back properly. It's a bit loose and messy. But what I want to focus on now is getting a fuse box to work properly. So I've got the original one in this car and it's pretty sad. So I'm going to see if I can do an upgrade. I've been playing this for a long time. So here are the fuse boxes. So I've got, this is original out of the coupe. I haven't got the cover for it. It's got broken terminals on it. It's very sad. I've been sort of making it work and bridging, so that comes off, bridging where it's not working. So what I was thinking of doing, this is one out of the Escort. So the Escort's the same sort of principle. And if you test these, if there's no power going to any of these, you know it's something going on with the fuse or the power going to or whatever. But that's just an example. But these fuses here, they're not really reliable. These get weak after a while. They don't clamp as well. I've managed to make it work good on the Escort. I haven't even upgraded it. People are blown away that I've done so much to it and I've still run the original fuse box. But it's getting pretty gnarly now. Like if you're driving along and you've got a headlight out in New South Wales, they can actually fine you for it. One of the fellas got work, got fined like 110 bucks, 130 bucks or something for having the headlight out. So yeah, they can clamp down on it. So it's all good reason to upgrade. So if you look at this fuse box, I got this off the internet. I've done a lot of searching and these were so hard to find. It'd be nice if it was a little bit shorter, but it's a little bit too long, but so be it. I'm just going to find some way I'll have to hide it on the kick panel and driver's side. So what the bonus is with this, right? Look at this. They pretty much, it's hard to do this two hands, one hand. See how that they sort of line up pretty good. So what I was thinking I might do, I've got these terminals, and I'm going to try put these on each one of these going across, and that way I can just put the plug into it. So these line up really good. It is a bit of an issue with this one here. I can put it back on again. So you look at this, if I set that there, see that bottom one doesn't even come close to lining up, it's just completely out of whack. So all I'll have to do, I'll have to probably knock out one of them and then bridge it across and have one of these coming out maybe. I don't know, I'll get to that. But first off, the next problem I have is these, see how they got there bridged? So I'm going to have to knock these out and then actually bridge it across. So yeah, but it's just a better, these are like a modern style fuse, so they should be a lot better. I just got to go through and get the right fuses in order to have the right ones that in the right. If I get like one that's too strong, it'll just can burn wiring out. It's all sorts of nasty stuff. I just lobbed one of those terminals a little bit short just so I could use one of the holes in it, put it in place. But I think you look at this. So you're going to use about 10 mil, and this only it's a little bit too short. What's that? It's about 8. So it was convenient for me just to use the existing hole, but it'd be better if it stuck out a little bit more, just so I'll fit in there a bit snug. What I'll try to do, I'll drill a hole just over here, and see how much better it looks. So I drill a hole, extend this one out a bit more. It doesn't seem to make much difference. It just goes in and it hits that collar bit there anyway, which I can modify, but I'm thinking I'll just leave that. There's about 1 mil difference. The amount of face that this uses on there, it's about 1 mil difference. So I can clamp the little spade connections that go over it. Female, I can actually clamp them a little bit so they're tighter in anyway, but it's that much better. There's that many issues that can resolve from them anyway. I'll see how it goes. If they turn out they're not really good, they don't sit on there nicely, becomes an issue, I'll probably have to custom make these, or that hole in the middle sort of stuffs it up, because you put a hole there and you're weakening it a little bit. It does work, but I don't know. Righto, I'll just continue. All I have to do is just lob these, make them shorter. Anyway, seemed to work pretty good. I'll get to it. Everything lines up. So I'll take it back out and I'll have to I'll look at it how I can do the bridge those terminals and to make those bigger ones down the bottom. Just looking at my options, so you see these have to be bridged. So in order to bridge them, I've got to find a way of doing it. So I was thinking about knocking out that bit there and putting that in its place. I could simply just solder it really, but then either way, if I try to drill it, it's got to be perfect. The hole's got to line up. I'll see how I'll go. I'll knock that bridge out and so I have to undo it now. So just stick that out like that. Hard to get it snug. So I just used a bit of this cold rolled steel I use for doing rust repairs on the car. I've got some laying around. I just got a little bit in there now, so that'll work fine. So I just got to bridge these other 4, bridge them bad 2 and them 2 together, and then work out what's going to happen on this bottom. I've just realised something I didn't pick up on. When I cut these little bridges here, I cut one there, right? And it had that thing going across there, so I assumed these 2 are separate, but when you pull that up, it's actually bridged. They're already bridged, which is a bonus. So what happens now, if I compare it to the factory one, they're both bridged like I want them to be. And I just got the multimeter and probably can't see it too well, but when I touch it there, this contact's not very good there. Take that fuse out. Dead. So yeah, that's what it's meant to do. I was thinking, oh shit, what am I going to do? The only problem I'm going to have, maybe when it gets down to this end, it might give me issues because I know this is separate in itself, so it's just now like so. I don't think there's any, no, there's not bridge at all, so that works off its own. But I could work that out. If I have to get in here and cut or do something, I'll work it out. But so far so good, it's all working. Just means I don't have to make, what's that little bridge I had? This one here, I don't have to make that. So that's good. I'd be going there for a moment. I thought, oh shit, what have I done? I've haven't worked this out properly. So I've just looking at this, right? So these are good. These are all bridged. That's great. But this one, I do not want it to be bridged. So I want these to be separate. And these ones down. I think these 2, I've got to work that out yet. But so what I've done, I've flipped this over and it's got these Phillips head screws in the back. So I've just taken them out. Pop this bloody thing off. There's got to be something going on under here. There it goes. Ah, there you go. Righto, that's what I need to see. So somehow I've got to cut. I think once I take all those screws out from the other side, I'll be able to pull this out and I'll just mark whereabouts I want it to get, where I want to cut it. But yeah, so far so good. Anything could happen, but anything could change. It's a quick way of doing this. It's all starting to fall out now. The only thing holding in, got these tangs hanging in. It's falling apart. Very messy. Alright, so that side's coming out. Just gotta take the rest of these out. What a mess. Out. Aha, that's it. That's all I need to do. Get that out. This thing is so handy, eh? Tool Pro, super cheap auto. Got them like in a pack. Righto, let's turn the camera off. You know where I'm going for this. I was progressing really well, and then I just realised something. I'll see if I can explain it to you as best I can. I didn't realise this until I pulled the back off. So this, that's the positive post. So positive goes to this, supplies positive power to one end of the fuses. So one side of the fuses is all positive, goes through a fuse, and each one of these outlets goes to individual places. So example being on that boat I got out there, it's got a similar setup. This other fuse box here, I'll show you in a sec. Actually, it's in the old boat. I haven't set this other fuse box up, but so positive goes to that, supplies positive, goes through that, goes out to where it needs to go. Different principle to this. So in order to get this to work, I'd have to cut all this and make joiners. It's just not. I mean, it's possible, but is it worth the? It's looking good from this side. Like, yeah, it was gonna go on there, and it's already bridged here and cut here and there. But to get these to join up, to get each one of these to join up, like, it's possible. I'm spewing. So here's another type, same thing. So as like this, where was it? This one here is purely here to supply earth. So you got an earth post there. So you put your earth to that, and that supplies earth to wherever you need to go to. Same as this one, earth to that. Supplies earth where you need to go to. This one here, positive goes to this post, and then supplies positive through here. So you know when there's a break, when these lights aren't on. But yeah, unfortunately, both of these are not going to work unless I put a fair bit of work into it. Sucks. Trying to think of a way of joining it. Like, it's completely possible. Like, I can get little plates and solder in, and I can make this work. Like, it does look the part, but I'll show you what the other options are. I've done a lot of research about this, but obviously when I bought this, it didn't explain what this does. I didn't really know what it does until I take the back off, but I've had this for ages. So I've just done a Falcon XB fuse box search, just on Google. Look at images. You've got the fuse box covers, they're all over the place, but you got these ones here that come up. They've been there for, I only noticed these probably 12 months ago or something, but really good value. The only problem being is that all those wires, see how they're really bridged, all that's good, but I don't want to cut into my loom. I just don't want to do it. Yeah, it's a good thing, but I'd prefer just to get a refurbished fuse box. So there's the style there that I was talking about before that I've got. So you got all these refurbished. Where are they? I was looking at them. It's back up here maybe. It's on eBay. Gumtree. You get genuine ones. You can pay good coin for them. But the one I was looking at is $195. $195. Might come up when I opened it. It's too old. You get refurbished ones. You get them second hand. Just good condition, 120, or refurbished ones for like 195. So I think this might be it. No, probably the same one I clicked on again. No, a lot of them expired, but if I get it on eBay, actually I just had it up. It comes up when you do a search. They come up other ones. No, bugger. Yeah, so I think that's the go. I'll just have to get the one that's refurbished, and then just go from there. It's less than ideal long term. Like, yeah, oh no, it's just like I haven't had much problems with the Escort. Like at first I did, but once you clean them up really good, they're a good thing. But you just got to keep an eye on them. I was going to buy that refurbished fuse box, $195, but it didn't include the cover for it. I know people say that when you move your feet around, sometimes you can bump the actual fuse box cover and smash it. Yeah, so I'll look at this one that's not refurbished. It comes with the cover. It's like $132 or something. Just a matter of me cleaning the terminals up, and it should probably be alright, I reckon. So I can move on now. Like, can't do much with that. If I had the fuse box set up, then I can start continuing testing the wiring out. But I've already got tail lights. I've got a lot of the interior stuff going. So what I might do now is get onto this front end. So now I've got driving lights for this car. I can actually fit them up. So I'll show you what I've got. So these are the aftermarket replacements. They look pretty fancy. Took a long time to get these. So yeah, got them. Here's the switch that actually goes in under, right down in here. Just see the hole. Like, oh, the hole they made for this driving light switch is like, yeah, it looks like it's been eaten by rats. So that's got to go in, but I'm just unsure whether to set this up on a switch. I think this is like your turn. I don't know. I haven't looked at the wiring. Someone can correct me on this, but that's turned off. You turn your high beams on. Driving lights don't come on. If you leave it on, driving lights come on when you hit high beam. I gather. I don't know. I haven't even looked at the wiring diagram, but I was thinking I might just rig up, put this switch in there just to cover the hole. Looks fancy. Looks good being there. And then actually wire these up to the high beams in the front of the car, but I'll set it up on a relay. I fused a relay, so that way, you know, if anything happens, it's not relying on the fuse box for its power. It's come straight from the battery. So they've got to go in. I've got the old original brackets that come with the car. So these are the backing plates. So this goes on one side, and this goes on the other side. Yeah. So, but I'm missing the bolts that go through there. So I've got the thread, I've got this other bolt, so I've got to go, I'll go to Bunnings and see if I can get some ones that go through these. I haven't got much of this Imperial stuff, everything I've got on is metric. And the next next issue I've got is these blinkers. I've got the new blinker lenses to go on. They're not cheap. But the problem I have, I couldn't finish off the brackets. I've got these brackets from Rusty Ford Wreckers. I think they're Victoria. But the bolts that mount it to the front stone guard there, they're pretty average. So what I need to do, I need to get this car back on the hoist, lift it up so I can get good access to the blinkers. Then I'm going to assess what I've got to do. I might be able to get some from Bunnings, bolts or something to work it out. So I was about to start looking at a way of mounting the front blinker frames to the front stone guard, and I just couldn't work out how to do it. And I'm like, and then I found this, so I'll end up just buying this kit, and I think this will be just fine. It'll save me mucking around going to Bunnings trying to find the screws. Just buy that. It's only $15, and yeah, I'll be on a home run. Got the actual driving lights to the actual bracket, and I need the bolts, so here they are here, so it's straightforward. Let's buy that. Done. Can move on to something else. I'll have to do up a to-do list so I don't lose track of these, because I'm finding bits and pieces in these boxes here and I don't even remember ordering them. But it's not a real lot more I can do to the car electrically. I mean, I could, but I'd be stopping and starting and not being able to test anything because I haven't got the fuse box in. So in order to fit the driving lights, I need those bolts, front indicators, need that bolt kit, and I need to buy a fuse box. But I'm just going over, I've got this massive list here, and it's got a part here I need to get a battery, but I've just bought a brand new battery. I was going to get that G6E turbo back on the road, but I decided I don't want to anymore, but I bought a new battery for it, so I'll end up using this car. Either that, I'll put it in the Escort. But I've got another battery that I can use in the meantime. But seatbelts, I got them back off seatbelt kink. They can be fitted. But I'm thinking I might do that when I get onto the interior. So once I got the seats, I've got the frames in the house in the garage. The frames for the seats are in the garage. Once I drop them off the trimmer, he can put the covers on them. But he's away on holidays now, Foster. So yeah. I'll leave that, but what I think I will do, I've got I'm just going to close this boot, put the bonnet down, and I'll put the hoist up in the air and I'll show you what I can do. Got these two mufflers, right? They're 2.5 inch stainless steel. Got them with a complete exhaust system for this car. I need a muffler to put on this old girl. The trouble is that's it. They're like 2.5 inch, and the exhaust on that's like 3 inch. So I'll have to. There's 95. When the engineer tested it, it was 95 decibels at 4,100 RPM. And that's with a hot dog and just this muffler on the back. And it was 95. The limit, you have to get it under 96 and under. So, yeah, if I put I'll get like a 3 inch muffler, high flow one. Won't worry so much about having it. It needs to flow good because it's not going to have any problems. It'll get the noise down really well, but it's also going to make it probably almost too quiet in a sense, but it is what it is. I don't really care. Righto. Beauty of having a hoist. So I've got to work out. I've got to rig up the fuel injected fuel line. So you've got to have one line going to the engine and another one coming back. So I've got an in-tank fuel pump. I'll show you shortly. But I have to work out where these fuel lines are going to go. I'll have to go to my mum and dad's place. My brother's got an XC ute sitting over there. So it'll guide me in where it's supposed to be from factory, because it's been quite a few years now since I pulled this all apart, so I don't really remember. But I'll show you my in-tank pump that I've got with this Aces EFI kit. Just as I turn the camera off, I realised I showed you this before, but for those that haven't seen it, I've got the Aces EFI kit for this car. So it's basically like the Holy Sniper, but it's a different brand. So Aces. So I've already taken this out. It's all like messed up and stuff, but basically there's the actual where it goes into the setup. It goes on top of the tank, and then you've got, I think you've got two different types of these. There you got a smaller one. I'll use this big one for sure, because that gives it more area to suck the fuel from. But over time that will definitely get blocked, so it's something I have to check from time to time, I guess. So yeah, so I've got this. This is good. I was going to buy another sender unit, fuel tank sender unit. Then I remembered I got the one out of the Escort. So the Mark II Escort, and when it's got the drop tank, they use the same send unit, but the actual arm here, I've modified this because I had an in-tank swirl pot. I custom made in this, so I've had to modify this dramatically. But yeah, I'll have to bend and shape that, because these are like over $200 for one of these. So I'm like, yeah, I'll try to make this work, but obviously I've got to this will be something that I'll be testing more when I got the wiring done, because then I can actually put fuel in the tank and measure how low the fuel is and where it sits on the gauge, and I'll even like write it down, give me an indication. So when it's low, when it gets really low, have it like 15 litres left in the tank. So yeah, got to set that up. That's all good. But I think I might do, yeah, I'll go have a look at this XC Falcon to see where these fuel lines go. Check this out. Green Farber, green beer. That's going to be I'm going to start doing that another time. But I've also got this homebrew. So that's actually finished fermenting. So I'll just leave it in here for a week and let it settle down best I can, amount of time, and then I'll rack it. I'll put it into the kegs. So I've got this whole homebrew set up for $700. Come with a free tap beer font, 4 kegs. But turns out this fridge, he told me the fridge isn't meant to be working. So I'm like, yeah, I got it home, got it working, and it's sweet, but I hear the compressor, it's pretty loud. So I went out and bought another one of these. Cost me $5 or $60. And yeah, so yeah, $700 for all this. Freaking bargain, man. There's a lot of money in that. So yeah, that's like making commercial beer when you start doing like that. But obviously it's a lot of work. It's not as cheap as doing the other style. But so I got this XC Falcon ute. Looking at the fuel lines, and yeah, it's right. sort of remember it being. So in this case it goes out here, and it's got something going on here. If it goes under here, oh, it's your power steering. So yeah, so it comes out there and goes up to the engine. So you can see it's got a very secure, good steel, hard line there. It goes under there, goes to there. Then when I get underneath the car here, starts going across under the inner sill, and it's meant to go through those holes up in there, but it's just this sill's been attacked. So yeah, pretty ordinary. So I'm gonna have to be creative, because notice the brake line on this goes where it's meant to go, along the transmission tunnel. I've put one on my car, put it down where the fuel arm's gonna go, so I'm gonna have to be creative. I could probably run it through the inside the sill if I want. I don't know. Be a way of doing it. It's a bit different to these cars, because the Escort's got like chassis rails going right along underneath, but this car's different. But every time I look at this car, I want one. I want a Falcon Ute. It's so cool. But had me we had a massive family get together over here yesterday. And had family like talking to them about this car, and we were looking over it, and then Bob's looking over it, and he's like, "Mate, this thing's a GS," and I'm like, he points to that, and I'm like, "Oh shit, that is too." So I've got the bonnet off this car, but this is actually a factory 302 Cleveland, 4-speed manual, single rail, Borg Warner limited slip diff with disc brakes. So it's actually a pretty good model, but it's just so far gone. Like, it's just been massacred. But my brother got this car because he wants the door jams. So in his XA hardtop, that's gone. It's this massive big hole. Like, he's got nothing. He's been quoted $1,500 each to buy them, like remanufactured. So yeah, he got this car full of rust sections. Really good. LPG too. But yeah, bloody, yeah. It has so much potential to be worth something if you put the time into it. But yeah, you obviously need a good donor car because it's pretty all stripped. So yeah, $300, not bad. So I got the bonnet off it. I'll keep that for a future project possibly. Quick trip, super cheap auto. I'm going to get this G6E turbo back on the road. Been off the road now for well over 2 years, close to 3 years now. There's not much wrong with the car, it's just I decided just to park it up. I had the Falcon BF wagon at the time, the LPG, so yeah, get it back on the road. I've got a new battery for it. That's already in there, had it in there for a while. Just need new globes. Had a thing where when you connect the battery, you got to put it on ignition and let the car like do its time, like run for a bit, like as in you power it up, you get the power through the car for a bit, because if you hook the battery up, start it straight away, like I did, it blew the headlight globes. So yeah, got that. Fix a leaky valve, I think. Globes. Yeah, so get on this car now. This car's done. I just took the exhaust actuator off. Well, I just blanked it off basically. So technically it doesn't got one on there anymore, so yep. Never really sealed 100% well, unfortunately, so for race events I can put it back on the car, but obviously I have to put it back on there like and trail the car. I won't trail it on the road. Although I have been, I didn't realise it's illegal, but oh well. Time to crack on with this. So where I left off from last time I was working on the coupe, I needed a fuse box, so I found this second-hand unit. It's around 120 bucks or something, I think. The only thing I found weird about it's weird, it's a little bit warped. And the other one I got here, it's warped too, so it'll just be the way it is, but I found it very difficult to get this off. So I'll be very careful about putting this back on. I don't need to. One, the left hand fuse is busted. I got new ones of these somewhere. But yeah, I might just throw this in now. I've got also got this front indicator fitting kit
both sides. So I can fix I'll get her up on the hoist, get it a good height to work on it, and I'll finish off these front indicators. I'll throw the fuse box in. I'm still waiting on the driving light bolts that I've got. They're still coming. And yeah, I also got a cover for the FG Falcon too. Fits like a glove, fits on really tight, so that way I can have that car outside during the day when it's raining and stuff, and work on these cars. More than likely this one, this car needs all the love. Got these little ones here. They go in from this end. Lock themselves in. Very good. Blinkers are in, looking very smart. So next stage now is I've got this massive big Jeep battery, but I have to buy a battery for this car yet. That can happen later. Yeah, and then put this fuse box in, and I'll go through, replace the fuses according to what amperage they got to be. I've got some fuses. I might just have to work with what I've got, but work it out. Yep. And I've also got these horns. I'll put them in while the car's in the hoist, because in order to get to the fuse box I have to take the car off the hoist, unfortunately. I went to the trouble, right, of fitting these replacement horns. I think I've read where people on the forums, so people complain about them not being original. Part I found frustrating is that you have these terminals earth and positive, where the body for the originals is actually earthed out when you bolt it up, which is great, because you have to add extra wiring. I wired these up right, got them working. They didn't sound too good, they're not that loud. And I thought, I may as well see if I can try to get these things going. So I just got some like CRC or WD-40 stuff over there, and tipped them up and poured it into these, and just got him in there and moved it around and stuffing around. But yeah, managed to get them working again. Actually, they're actually louder than the replacements. So yeah, all good. So I've got blinkers, headlights, parkers, tail lights. Haven't got reverse lights. Something else I have to work out. Yeah, I've got wipers. They're working. The heaters. Interior light. I haven't checked that recently. Let's have a look. Yep, it works. I haven't got the door switches, and so I've got to get on there. I need to do a list up. Need the switches for the doors. And what else is there? The little straps hold these up. I've got the washer bottle somewhere, but I might probably buy a new motor for it, maybe. See how it goes. And yeah, I've got for the engine itself. I need to get an oil pressure switch. I need to get one. Yeah, been meaning to do that for a while actually. Yeah, so I've got to find something else to do now. I'll just put the camera down for a minute and think about it. Latest batch of homebrew. It's a blonde. It's like a lager. It's not even 3 weeks old. Fermented, and then I fermented for about 6 or 7 days or something, and then put it in the fridge for another week. Then put it in the keg for about 4 days. Turn the gas right up. And yeah, bloody nice beer. Might just wrap up this video, guys. Starting to drag on a bit. I've been doing that video over quite a long period of time. So, yeah, I've had to sort of go right through and final these videos and gather them up together. But next opportunity I get, I'm going to look into these fuel lines. That's my next mission. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Catch up with you soon.